In this lesson, you're going to improve your English fluency. You're going to expand your vocabulary, learn advanced grammar, and improve your pronunciation. And you're going to do this by reading a news article with me. Welcome back to JForrest English. Of course, I'm Jennifer. Now let's get started.
First, I'll read the headline. Inside Biden's historic decision to drop out of the 2024 race. So first, let's take a look at this phrasal verb because it's very important to understand the story. Now, you drop out of something. This means that you withdraw from, you leave. You officially and formally withdraw or leave. You drop out. So Biden is no longer running for presidency. He dropped out. We commonly use this with education as well. For example, Mark Zuckerberg dropped out of, so notice you need this additional preposition of when you identify the location of university, of college, of his program, or you can also use it in a race or competition. Now, if you don't specify the location, you don't need to use the preposition of. Mark Zuckerberg went to Harvard, but he dropped out. I don't need to say of Harvard, of university, because I already set the context, so it's obvious. So you only include of if you use the race competition or school program. The meaning is the same. To withdraw or leave. Just important, we don't use this for the workplace. If you leave your position permanently, you quit. You don't drop out. For example, I quit my job at Facebook because we're talking about Mark Zuckerberg. So I permanently left my job and I voluntarily left. It was my decision to leave. Now, the past simple of the verb to quit is quit. Last week, I quit my job at Facebook. So you can use drop out for school programs, education programs, a race or competition, but you use the verb to quit when it comes to employment. Don't worry about taking these notes because I summarize everything in a free lesson PDF. You can find the link in the description. Now let's continue with our lesson. U.S. President Joe Biden has ended his re-election campaign. So notice how they add re-election campaign because he had already been elected. He's currently president. So we add re in front of a verb when the action is again. So he's campaigning again. And notice that pronunciation. We have a strong E sound, a long E. Re-election. Repeat after me. Re-election. You might be thinking right now, I'll need to re-watch this lesson. I'll need to watch this lesson again because you're learning so much. You need to re-watch it. And that's exactly what you should do. U.S. President Joe Biden has ended. Notice this is the present perfect because it's a completed past action. He ended it yesterday or 3 days ago. So it's a completed past action, but there's a result in the present. So now we will have a new candidate. So he has ended his re-election campaign and endorsed. Now, this is a mistake I see students make. If you have the same sentence and you have one action and you have a specific verb conjugation, the present perfect. If you have and, your next verb needs to have the same conjugation previously because you read this as two actions. President Joe Biden has ended his re-election campaign. Joe Biden has endorsed Vice President Kamala. But notice here, they didn't include the has. So if there's an auxiliary verb, you can drop it. but it's always correct to include the full verb. So if you're not sure, then just include the auxiliary verb. And has endorsed, when you endorse someone or something, it means you publicly support that someone or something. So if a celebrity endorses a product, they publicly support that product. They say, I really like this drink. For example, they endorse that drink. So Joe Biden has endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris to succeed him as the Democratic candidate. When someone succeeds someone else, it means that they take over that person's position or role. So Kamala Harris is taking over Joe Biden's role as Democratic candidate in an extraordinary decision that upends an already dramatic race for the White House. Upend, this is a verb, upend, repeat after me, upend. That means to drastically change or disrupt. So it has more of a negative feel to it. Now, the verb is conjugated in the subject because it has an S here. So it's conjugated in the present simple third person singular and is conjugated with in an extraordinary decision. So a decision, it upends an already dramatic race. You can use this in many situations, most likely at work, but also in your personal life as well. You might say the PM quit. PM is short for project manager, is a common acronym. The PM quit. Remember, quit permanently left the position, but it was also a voluntary decision. The PM said, I quit. The PM quit and it completely upended our project timeline. It disrupted or dramatically changed our project timeline. Now remember, upend is a verb. So here I have it in the past simple, upended. Because it's in an ED, you need that id at the end. Upended. Repeat after me, upended. Very good.
Are you enjoying this lesson? If you are, then I want to tell you about the Finally Fluent Academy. This is my premium training program where we study native English speakers from TV, the movies, YouTube, and the news so you can improve your listening skills of fast English, expand your vocabulary with natural expressions, and learn advanced grammar easily. Plus, you'll have me as your personal coach. You can look in the description for the link to learn more, or you can go to my website and click on Finally Fluent Academy. Now let's continue with our lesson.
Mr. Biden, 81, this is his age. Rather than saying who is 81, you can just put the number here with 2 commas. Mr. Biden, 81, said in a Sunday written statement that it was the greatest honor to serve, but his withdrawal. So notice this is the noun form. Before we saw to withdraw, that is the verb, but withdrawal, repeat after me, withdrawal. His withdrawal, this is the noun. There is a noun form for the verb withdraw, which is withdrawal. Now, if that isn't the case, for example, the verb drop out, you can just take that verb and put it in the ing, but have a possessive, his dropping out, or we can use the verb to withdraw, his withdrawing, but his withdrawal, the noun form. But here we're treating this as a noun. But his dropping out was in the best interest of my party and the country. Notice that some words have quotations around it. It means that these 2 words were in the written statement and they're directly quoted. So Joe Biden said the 2 words greatest honor. He also said, in the best interest of my party and the country. So he said these words directly in the written statement. The other words he did not say directly in the written statement. So that's how we know as the reader that these words are coming directly from Joe Biden. Let's practice this sentence structure. In the best interest of someone or something. And notice the sentence begins with something to be in the best interest of something or someone. So it's always important to understand the full sentence structure so you know how to confidently use these expressions. So here you can say, it's in the best interest of. We always use interest in singular. So it doesn't matter if the noun is plural. This is an idiomatic expression, in the best interest of someone or something. It's in the best interest of my students, you, to subscribe to my channel. So make sure you subscribe right now. And why is it in your best interest? Because my channel will help you improve your English for free. So make sure you subscribe. Now, you could also say it's in your best interest if you are talking to one person or a group and you want to address them more personally. It's in your best interest to subscribe. Of course, you can change the verb to whatever you want, but notice here we have the infinitive. You can also start with a gerund expression. So in this case, I can say subscribing. In the article, it's withdrawing, dropping out. In this case, subscribing is in the best interest of. So this is your idiom that you need to remember. To be is in the best interest of, and then someone or something, my students. If you agree that it's in your best interest to subscribe or students' best interest to subscribe, then put that's right in the comments below. And notice there are 3 different ways to communicate this one idea. This is often the case in English. Get comfortable with one, practice it, and then when you're comfortable with it, you can practice other structures as well. But don't feel like you need to learn all these different ways at the same time. Just take it one step at a time. And that's why I'm here to help you. So again, put that's right in the comments. The announcement that Joe Biden has dropped out, we can use the present perfect because it's a completed past action with a result in the present. The announcement caps a tumultuous period in U.S. politics. The verb to cap means to conclude. The announcement concludes a tumultuous. Repeat after me. Tumultuous. Tumultuous. A tumultuous period. Tumultuous is an adjective. It means full of confusion, change, or uncertainty. So it's describing the period, this time in U.S. politics. It's a tumultuous period, which began with his sometimes incoherent debate performance against Donald Trump on June 27th. Incoherent means not clear or sensible. So you could say her explanation was incoherent. Hopefully, you're not thinking that this lesson is incoherent. It's not clear to you, or my explanations aren't sensible. They're not easy to understand. I explain tumultuous in such a confusing way that to you, it's incoherent. So I know many of my students might think, well, my English is incoherent. But we don't generally use this because someone might make a mistake. It's because I did such a bad job of explaining the word tumultuous. It's a simple explanation, but I explained it in a very complicated way, a very ineffective way. You could describe my explanation as incoherent, which would be frustrating for you. Now, we also use this if people are in a really difficult emotional situation. So I might be so upset that I try to explain something to you, but it's incoherent. My words aren't coming out clearly or sensibly because I'm so upset. She was so upset that she was incoherent. Now, they're saying that his debate performance was sometimes incoherent. So sometimes he was not clear or sensible. Mr. Biden says he will remain president until January. Remember, he is currently president, but currently there is also an election for the next president. He was a candidate for that election to be the next president, but he has dropped out. So now he is no longer the candidate for the next president, but he is the current president, which will be until January. Ms. Harris, 59. So remember, this is how we state someone's age rather than saying who is 59. Just Ms. Harris, comma, 59, comma, said that she was honored to be endorsed. Remember what endorsed means? Publicly supported. Now, here, to be endorsed, because she's receiving the endorsement. So it's passive. Ms. Harris was endorsed by Joe Biden. That's the passive. Joe Biden endorsed Ms. Harris. So that's the active. So that's why here we have to be endorsed. I wrote the passive and the active there for you to see. Adding, she would earn and win this nomination. Because remember, they're still in process of nominating candidates for president. So she has to earn and win this nomination. While Ms. Harris has been picking up endorsements. So here, to pick up endorsements, it means receiving endorsements from many big figures in the party. So big figures, this represents prominent people. She's a big figure. She's a prominent person. Notice here they use the word endorsements. Endorsements in the plural. This is the noun form. So if you endorse someone, it means you publicly support them. And then an endorsement is seeing it as a something, the public support, the endorsement. So you might ask someone, can I have your endorsement? That's the same thing as, can you endorse me? So you can use the noun or the verb, but the sentence structure would change. I wrote those two examples, one with the noun form and one with the verb form. Now, although we use endorsement a lot in a competition to say you support one person in a competition, you can also use it just to say you support someone. You support me and my channel and this YouTube video, and you can endorse me. You can show your endorsement by liking this video, subscribing, sharing it with your friends. So if you endorse me, can you endorse me? Can I have your endorsement? Put absolutely in the chat to say you publicly support me, and I would greatly appreciate that. So please, can I have your endorsement? Put absolutely in the chat if you're willing to give me your endorsement. And thank you very much. I take that seriously. She is yet to be officially nominated. So notice how they have, she is yet to be officially nominated. There's another common sentence structure for this. You can say, she hasn't been officially nominated yet. But it's very common to say she is yet to be officially nominated. And that the official nomination, and that may not happen until the Democratic National Convention in August. In the wake of Mr. Biden's decision, what's his decision? To drop out, right? To drop out of the race, or if you don't specify the something, just to drop out. Mr. Trump declared the president was not fit to run and is certainly not fit to serve. In the wake of, so if you use this expression, you have to use it correctly. You need in the wake of, and then something. In this case, Mr. Biden's decision. And this means following his decision or as a result of his decision. But remember, in the wake of, in the wake of. Repeat after me, in the wake of. In the wake of Mr. Biden's decision, so after, following, Mr. Trump declared. Now, it's important to understand alternatives. For example, declare is an alternative to the verb say, but to declare means to say something firmly or publicly. So he didn't just say it, he declared it, which sounds stronger. He said it firmly. Mr. Trump said firmly, the president, Joe Biden, was not fit to run. In this case, to run means to run for future presidency because you run for a public position, which means you want that position. You are officially a candidate for that position. So that's what this to run means. It means to run for president, the next president. And here, not fit to run for president, not fit to serve as president, his current role as president. If you're not fit to do something, it means that you're not suitable or it's not appropriate for whatever reason. So you hear this a lot in a workplace environment. She's very experienced, but she's not a good fit. Notice here, I use the noun form. She's not a fit, and then an adjective is a good fit. If I use the verb form, I would say, but she's not fit for this position. Not fit for this position. So it means that the position, it's just not suitable for her. It's not appropriate for her. Maybe she doesn't have the specific skills or personality needed. So hopefully you think that I'm fit to be your English teacher. I'm suitable and appropriate. Hopefully you think that because you already gave me your endorsement, right? Hopefully you did by saying absolutely in the comments. Other senior Republicans joined him being Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is a Republican. Other senior Republicans joined him in their criticism, the Republican Party's criticism, and called on Mr. Biden to leave the White House immediately. So remember, he's currently president. So they're saying he should leave the White House. He should no longer be president, not just the Democratic candidacy. So he said, I'm not going to run for future president, but the Republicans are saying he should leave immediately. Immediately means right now, not tomorrow, not next week, not in January, right now. And here called on, so the Republicans called on Mr. Biden to leave the White House immediately. So it means they formally or publicly demanded that he leave the White House, that he say, I will no longer be president. Mr. Biden had faced intense scrutiny since his debate performance in June. Less than 2 weeks ago, he hosted a high-profile summit with NATO leaders in Washington. The occasion being the high-profile summit with NATO leaders in Washington. All of this is represented as the occasion. The occasion, the event, you could say as well. The occasion did little to calm nerves. So notice this pronunciation, the L is silent. It's calm, calm. Did little to calm nerves means that the something, in this case, the occasion, the event, didn't reduce anxiety, tension, nervousness. All of that would be nerves. So to calm nerves means to reduce anxiety, tension, nervousness, or other similar negative emotions. But in this case, the event didn't do it. It did little to calm nerves. Within his own party, with him mistakenly introducing Ukrainian President Zelensky as President Putin, and appearing to refer to Ms. Harris as Vice President Trump. So these are two examples as to why the occasion did little to calm nerves. The focus will now be on the party's national convention, which is scheduled to start on August 19th. Remember to always pay attention to your prepositions because they're specific to verbs or idioms or sentence structure. In this case, with the verb, or in this case, noun, the focus. This is a noun form, the focus, but you can use it as a verb to focus. You need to focus on your sentence structure. The focus of this lesson is on sentence structure. So you need that preposition on, and notice you can use focus as a noun and a verb. I wrote those two examples. Today, we'll focus on sentence structure. And this is at the end of our lesson, so I could put this in the past simple. Today, we focused with a soft T. We focused on sentence structure. Yes, we did. And to use it as a noun form, the focus of this lesson is on sentence structure. Again, because I'm sharing this at the very end of the lesson, I could change my verb to the past simple. This should be of. The focus of this lesson was on sentence structure. So you could have these in the future, present simple, or the past. Just remember to change your verb tense depending on the time reference, and don't forget to look at sentence structure and look at prepositions. And that is the end of the article. So now I'll read the article from start to finish, and you can focus on my pronunciation. Inside Biden's historic decision to drop out of the 2024 race. U.S. President Joe Biden has ended his re-election campaign and endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris to succeed him as a Democratic candidate in an extraordinary decision that upends an already dramatic race for the White House. Mr. Biden, 81, said in a Sunday written statement that it was the greatest honor to serve, but his withdrawal was in the best interest of my party and the country. The announcement caps a tumultuous period in U.S. politics, which began with his sometimes incoherent debate performance against Donald Trump on June 27th. Mr. Biden says he will remain president until January. Ms. Harris, 59, said that she was honored to be endorsed, adding she would earn and win this nomination. While Ms. Harris has been picking up endorsements from many big figures in the party, she is yet to be officially nominated, and that may not happen until the Democratic National Convention in August. In the wake of Mr. Biden's decision, Mr. Trump declared the president was not fit to run and is certainly not fit to serve. Other senior Republicans joined him in their criticism and called on Mr. Biden to leave the White House immediately, not just the Democratic candidacy. Mr. Biden had faced intense scrutiny since his last debate performance in June. Less than 2 weeks ago, he hosted a high-profile summit with NATO leaders in Washington. The occasion did little to calm nerves within his own party, with him mistakenly introducing Ukrainian President Zelensky as President Putin, and appearing to refer to Ms. Harris as Vice President Trump. The focus will now be on the party's national convention, which is scheduled to start on August 19th.
Do you want me to make more lessons where we review the news together? If you do, then put absolutely in the chat. And of course, show your endorsement. Like this lesson, share it with your friends, and subscribe so you're notified every time you post a new lesson. And you can get this free speaking guide where I share 6 tips on how to speak English fluently and confidently. You can click here to download it or look for the link in the description. And in this lesson, we review the debate where Joe Biden talked incoherently. So make sure you watch this lesson right now.